I did not mean to do that. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics with Laura. We got a lot to talk about. Oh, yeah. On one hand, the Republicans, or better yet, the people have spoken on the federal level. But on a local level, I think, I think, um, I think people took some drowsy Benadryl, took it before they voted. I don't know because it doesn't make sense. But I digress on that point.
Mommy, because I thought we were supposed to conserve.
Hey, this is big girl. I like that instrumental. Okay, let's get down to the thick of it. Okay, look, I'm just going to keep it funky in 100 and a buck. Okay, as I just stated, the federal level, the whole entire United States had a red wave. All right. Then on the state and local level, then please help me out. How does Fannie Willis get reelected again? How does Mayor Adams get reelected again? How does Mayor Johnson get reelected again? They not Fannie Willis. She put her man before Fulton County. Mayor Adams put illegal immigrants before the citizens. There were illegal immigrants living in hotels, living high on the hall, getting money, while veterans, while citizens, naturalized citizens, and people with green cards that came here legally got nothing. Also, you can't make the sugar honey nor iced tea up. Mayor Johnson, the raggedy stuff which you did. You closed schools. No, I'm sorry. Mayor Lightfoot and other mayors closed schools for the Black community because they said they didn't have no money. Oh, we don't have no money for you ninjas. No, we don't got nothing. But all of a sudden, when you get all these illegal immigrants, all of a sudden you got money for schools. Open up schools to give them a place to live. You have money to put them in 5-star hotels. You have money to pay security guards. What was it, $50,000 a month? I mean, this snap is ridiculous. And the wild part is all that money came from FEMA. Oh, yes. You stole from the American people so that you can get votes. Now, I find it quite interesting. Let's start with you. Who I want to bring up? Not that. I find it interesting that Mayor Adams is discussing ending the voucher program for illegal immigrants. Oh, now you want to end it after giving them 4 years of free money, 3 years of free money? Take. I mean, this stuff is beyond ridiculous. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Now, when, what's his name? Van Jones. When Van Jones said the Democratic Party has idiots in it, I agree. But I'm going to have to extend that to the average everyday person. Now, if you have, this is what I don't get. If your boyfriend or girlfriend were cheating on you and giving you get rid of them like that. You get rid of them. Oh, you're not going to DV me. You're not going to do that. You're not going to put hands on me. You're not going to do that. But then you allow your politicians that you vote for to and put you outside in the cold during the wintertime. And then you still vote them back in. Or Fannie Willis steals all that. Not steals. I got to be careful how I say this. how she misappropriates money, and the money happens to fall into her man's pocket, almost $2 million, but then you vote her back in. I mean, if you don't mind misappropriating money, if you don't mind having people staying in jail for about 3-4 years and never been tried, if you don't mind that, if you don't mind them abusing their power, and you're all right with that, okay. If you're fine with that, if you like it, I love it, but don't complain. These are the same politicians that put illegal immigrants before you. Now, when you vote them in again, expect the same mierda. Just expect it. Now you got people in there saying no more money for you. Remember that guy? No more money for you. Now, I gotta say, I'm an independent, but I'm outraged by the behavior of the Democrats. I'm outraged that they are not nationalists. And when I say nationalists, don't say nothing dumb. Oh, well, that's racist. Please be quiet. Because it seems like every other country, people come from other countries, have national pride, but except states. This is the only that is the most. I must be getting too wound up. That is the most. All right. That is the most outrageous thing I've ever heard. It is. The fact that you can say, oh, well, if you're a nationalist and you're a racist. No, you have people coming from Mexico who leave Mexico and they come here and they have pride in their country. Yes, I'm a nationalist. I am a Mexican nationalist. I have pride in my country. But then when, oh, don't be white. Oh, don't be white and say you're a nationalist. You're KKK. You're neo-Nazi. Come on now. Come on, we got to do better. We have to do better. Then you may say, hey, Politics with Laura, what are you? What are you, a coon? What are you, Aunt Thomasina? I mean, all these names you all call me. I'm an American and I love my country. Yeah, the United States has some problems. What country doesn't? You see people running from their country, their culture, and come here and say how horrible their government is, but we'll wave that flag. I mean, that right there is a bit, okay? It's like what you say and what you do are two different things. Right there makes you a double-minded person, but I'll leave that one alone. But okay. Let's go back to this voucher thing, Eric Adams. You can't make this up. All right, Eric Adams, and this right here is Eyewitness News Channel 7. All right. They say, matter of fact, okay, I'm not going to bore you with it. But New York City Mayor Adams joined Eyewitness News on Thursday to discuss some of the crucial issues facing New York City and its residents. Okay, it's about time you address your residents. Okay, you were too busy addressing your illegal residents. But the mayor addressed the decision to end the controversial program that distributed prepaid debit cards to migrant families staying in city-funded hotels, allowing them to buy their own food. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. But he also discussed President-elect Donald Trump, who Adams talked with on Wednesday, and how he may collaborate to address issues around funding infrastructure and affordability for the city. If anybody believes this man, if anybody believes Mayor Adams, because his track record does not match. His track record was taking money out of thin air and giving it to people who got off the plane with flip-flops and a light blue little kid's blanket running. Look, people running across the Rio Grande, swimming across the Rio Grande and bum rushing the border to get in to get free stuff. We're the laughing stock of the world. Everybody's making fun of us. Hell, Guam is not only sending their people, but the government's laughing at us. But when asked about if Mayor Adams thought Trump's presidency would have an impact on his federal case, Adams said his job is to fight on behalf of New Yorkers and to defend the city. I'm sorry, Mr. Adams, Mayor Adams. Who believes you? I know I don't. Who believes you're going to fight and defend? Okay, wait. Let me go ahead and restate that. Do you mean the illegal New Yorkers? Is that who you're going to fight for? That you're doing bending over backwards while you have veterans sleeping on the street 2 blocks away from those 5-star hotels to where you're putting illegal immigrants in there? Is that who you're talking about? Are you talking about the women and children that are homeless and have no place to live, but they're like a couple of blocks further away, and they're sleeping outside, and all the homeless shelters are filled up? I know you're not talking about them. You're talking about the illegal people and how they were able to vote on local elections to secure your candidacy for you to be mayor again. Let's keep it a buck, sir. So now that President Trump is president now and you got federal problems, you need to well, number one, you should have stopped DA Braggs. You should have stopped him from doing what he did, because it's okay. I'm going down someplace else. But the mayor also addressed other crucial topics like the migrant crisis. Oh, now it's a crisis? Now it's a crisis? Okay. And the impact Trump could have on that, and newly announced lawsuits against vaping countries that seek to stop companies and illegal cannabis shops and targeting children. There's so much I want to say. There is so much I want to say. Where's he at? Where is he at? Did I bring his picture up? Mayor Adams. Mayor Adams, you're a ridiculous person. Ridiculous. And the fact that you got reelected again is beyond comprehension. Like I said, I'm going to say a little bit about your constituents. If New Yorkers found their spouse, girlfriend or boyfriend, having a side piece, and they get caught, they'll be gone. But you stay. You had your side piece. You gave them means to keep you propped up. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Oh, this is dirty to the ends of the earth. This is just beyond dirty. All right, so Mayor Adams is like, okay, I'm I'm going to cut the voucher program. I'm going to cut that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to put New Yorkers first. I didn't say illegal New Yorkers or natural or citizen New Yorkers. I didn't distinguish between the two. Shh, don't say nothing. I'm going to run another game, right? And now that Donald Trump is now president again because your DA Braggs failed to get a conviction. Man, Braggs, you've been used, booed, and tattooed, but that's a different video. But now you're going to do something for New Yorkers. Like what? What are you going to do for New Yorkers? Like what? Because you're broke, you don't have no money. Where's your money at? Because you're over there giving people $14,000 in food stamps and also cash on a card, and you're giving them money while you got people over there. You have veterans struggling to get food stamps, and what they need is not enough, but you give it all over to them. And you call yourself an American citizen? You call yourself a New Yorker, that you put New York first? Nah, you're a sellout. You're a globalist, and you're an embarrassment, in my humble opinion. But nah, it gets worse. It gets worse. It So here, Eric Adams romps to victory as mayor of New York. I mean, this, let me go ahead and show you this, because this right here, you got to stop and look at the people that voted for him. Okay, let me just take a humble look. Let's look at this. Look at all these people right behind now. She look all upset right there. She's like, yes. All these people behind him. Now look. New York City has voted overwhelmingly to elect Eric Adams as mayor, making him the second Black person to hold a position in the city's history. When he was sworn into office last year, he poised to be the first and the most powerful mayor in generations. Okay. With the backing of both working class voters and the outer boroughs of the city's rich, powerful elite establishment. Now, I get the powerful people, the people that have money, because they don't want to pay. Rich people are cheap. Let me say this again. Rich people are cheap. And if they can go ahead and get some illegal people here legally, pay them next to nothing to do the laundry, go get the groceries, all this other stuff, while paying them below minimum wage. They do it all the time. But to talk about you're for the working class person, okay, well, let's define working class. Because you had a city council worker, I can't remember her name, and she's talking about bringing the illegals here and giving them struggle work. Well, we all know what that is, and now you have open brothels up and down New York. What is it? Brooklyn, Bronx, somewhere around. I have to go back and look. Open brothels, women and men, and everything in between, that is out there selling what God gave them and didn't give them. They're selling it. And that right there is the what? Working class people you're talking about? Because I know you're not talking about the people out there struggling every day to try to make ends meet, working one or two jobs. I know you're not talking about them because you didn't do nothing for them, but I digress on that point. But here, Mayor Adams easily defeated his Republican challenger, the Guardian Angel founder, Chris Silva. That's interesting. And has cemented his position as one of the nation's most prominent Democratic outside of Washington. That's not saying much. Mayor Bowser is nothing to praise. I don't know. The two of you are running neck and neck as the most despicable people on earth that do not put the citizens first, but put the illegals first. An hour and a half after the polls closed, Mayor Adams rode into the state. Adams strode onto the stage of his Brooklyn Victory Party, and the champion is here by Jadakiss grinning. Oh my goodness, Jadakiss, really? Oh man. I had so much respect for you. Now it's gone. Oh, widely and embracing his brother who introduced him. Okay. I know you're happy for your brother, but your brother did some dirty stuff to the citizens. And thanked his supporters. Did your supporters? Hey, Mayor Adams, let me ask you, your supporters, the ones who you gave IDs to with no citizenship, did they actually understand what you were saying? Because you know there's a language barrier. Some speak English, but most don't. Did they understand what you were saying? I highly doubt it. You can't. You know, this can anger people, because I know I'm getting angry because this is outrageous. Okay, Adams, 61, campaigned on his biography in a way that resonated with the Black and Latino working class voters who, made him the Democratic nominee to begin with. Born in Brownsville and raised in South Jamaica as one of 6 children, Adams frequently recounted his story of being a victim of police brutality. So, and then you became a police officer, and then you want to go and victimize the people by being mayor and doing this wild stuff what you're doing. So, I mean, we all know that he joined the police force and yada, 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 yada. But, oh, no, he doesn't. So he's going to invoke George Floyd. Okay, against police brutality following the red rum of George Floyd at the hands of cops. Calls to defund the police were rampant, leading Mayor Bill de Blasio and the city council to trim the new. Now, you see, okay, I'm just going to quickly say this. What I find rather interesting is that police officers need more training when it comes to Black folks. They need more training. They need more training when it comes to Latinos. But they have the perfect training when it comes to Asians and white people. They have perfect training, and other people. But when it comes to Blacks and Latinos, you need additional training. Now, let me ask this question. When you're a police officer and you're going through training, do you have only training for one sect of society and the others you don't? Or is it that you're just hiring screwed up people? You're hiring screwed up people that have some issues, and you're not going to pay the amount of money that really should be paid for the job. But since you're not going to pay it, then you're just going to take anybody? Anybody? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend down the hallway. I'm asking for her, because I find it's quite ridiculous how you need additional training. Okay, hold on. I got a question. Sky Knight said, victimhood is a hell of a drug. Hey. But when you say that police need additional training, no, you don't. You don't need additional training. You just simply need to do your job. Now, if you are afraid of certain cultures, then you don't need to do that job. It's just that simple. Leave it to the people who will do it, who understand. It's just that simple. But one group you could deal with, but the other group you got to shoot and eliminate. Okay, all right. But additional training, no. Defunding the police, that's stupid. Police is needed. Law and order is needed. And okay, I'm not going to go down that road. I'm going to keep it right here. But it goes on to say, oh man. But this is what really gets me here. The primaries began with Adams vying as a frontrunner position with Andrew Yang, followed by the liberal hopeful Scott Stringer, and the current city comptroller Maya Wiley, the former counsel to Mayor Bill de Blasio, and June. I mean, it goes on. It goes on, but wait a minute. Candidacy imploded following the historical accusations of sexual harassment, because I believe Adams was accused of that as well. Adams then faced his own controversies, ranging from the question of his residency to his ties with unsavory political allies, while he tried to consolidate the left, but came up short. Oh yeah, that right there was going to happen. I'm gonna leave that alone right about now. I need to come back to that thought. But again, you know, he got reelected. It's amazing how people were out on the street complaining and just going off, which they should have, but not reelected him. Now, when it comes to who is it? Brandon Johnson. Now, this one right here is, how can I say, beyond. I did not mean to do that. Beyond comprehension. Let me bring this up, because you have people suing Brandon, suing Brandon Johnson, suing Chicago, suing everybody under the sun, and then turn around and reelected him. That right there is Stockholm syndrome. It's something. It's something here. How Brandon Johnson won Chicago's mayor race by the numbers. Now, keep in mind, all of these sanctuary cities, what they were doing was they were making sure that these illegal aliens, and yes, I'm calling them illegal aliens. You want to know why? Because when you get a green card, it has an alien number. It doesn't have a migrant number. It doesn't have none of those titles, but an alien number. All right. Wait a minute. The best run PD, Skylight says, the best run PD are insurance by third parties whenever the PDs are self assurance, then the unions run it. I I'm not sure. I haven't had good experiences with unions. I find unions are just as corrupt, if not more, than these city officials. If you want to take out a level of corruption, look at the Washington Teachers Union. What happened there? About what 10? Oh, what was it? Back in the early 2000s. Check that out. Unions, I don't know. I don't know. Well, different unions. I'll put it like this: my experience hasn't been the best. My experience hasn't been the best at all. But here, oh, good. Okay. Now that right there is Mayor Johnson. And here the Chicago's watched last Tuesday night. Cook County Commissioner Brandon Johnson narrowly defended his former Chicago public school CEO Vance Valles to become the next mayor. That's interesting. That's right. He was running for out. Okay. Johnson won with 51%, while Valles won 49, had pulled in 49% ahead of the margin, roughly 16,000 voters. Now, I would humbly say that that 16,000. How many people were allowed to vote without an ID? I'm just saying, because they tried to pull that mess in Pennsylvania and still lost. And even with the estimate, several thousands more mailed in route with Associated Press, that the race for Johnson was around 9:30 p.m. that night. So I'm trying very hard. I'm trying very hard not to say these people are corrupt. Skylar said, I'm saying unions are bad and they need to be, they need outside help. Oh, okay. Now, I most definitely do agree with that. I do. I haven't had good experiences with unions, and just this stuff going on here in Chicago, to where you had all that corruption go in your face, corruption, not only bending the Illinois Constitution, but also the federal Constitution, saying we're a sanctuary city. Anybody can come in and come on in, and we're going to take taxpayers' money. And then that's exactly what they did. And the fact that the constituents, okay, let me be very specific when I say Black people. You voted for him. You were complaining. You were saying how he put other people before you, in which he did. He did. I can't find that clip. I can't find that clip at all of that guy at a meeting. That guy at a meeting saying to you, no more money for you. And he's giving them opening up schools that they were previously said to you that we don't have the money to keep these schools open. So we're going to have to close these schools down, and we're going to have to put your children into other schools, and to make it even bigger. So it's going to be harder for them because class sizes is going to be bigger, right? But then all of a sudden you start bringing these people here. All of a sudden you got money for these schools. You're opening up these schools, you're funding them, you're making sure that people get food, clothing, shelter. clothes on their back, all this stuff, and money in their pocket. They're over there getting $14,000 worth of food stamps, right? $14,000 worth of food stamps. And you're also giving them money, cash money. But you couldn't do that for the citizens here that actually voted for you, that pay taxes. You bring people in here that didn't put 1 penny in a tax dollar, put nothing in there but except took and used the money that you gave them to spend money. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And the fact that you Black people voted for this mierda again, you did. You did. And then you're suing. You're doing all this stuff to only re-elect the person that did this to begin with. Ike, beat me again, Ike. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't. It is beyond sad. It is beyond sad. It's beyond troubling that you can go through something that horrific and then vote for it again. Do you think this man is going to change his ways? No. Sanctuary City, and he's going to work hard to keep those people there. He's going to work hard to keep them there. He's going to keep them there on your dime. But I digress on my point. I digress on it. I just don't get it. I truly don't get it. But okay, he gained ground with while Valles hit his point, his ceiling. So where you see how many people are in Chicago? Okay, where are the Black precincts? Okay. But here, supporting the Black districts underpinned Johnson's win. Okay, between the general elections and the runoffs, both Johnson and Valles gained a similar number of votes. In the majority Latino and the majority white precincts, Johnson gained narrowly twice as many votes as Valles in the racial majority. Okay, but it is Johnson's win in majority Black precincts where he gained over 80,000 votes. Ike, hit me again, Ike. Then he had in February that allowed him to erase Valles 60,000 votes. I mean, this is exhausting. This is really exhausting seeing stuff like this. It really is. But I'm gonna let that one go. Just the fact that majority Black precincts voted for. Let me show you what he looks like. Did I make a clip out of him? I believe I did. I didn't. Oh, I thought I did. I didn't. But, and this one right here, Fannie Willis. Oh, man. Okay. When Van Jones, this guy right here, where is he at? When Van Jones called Democrats idiots, he wasn't talking about the constituents, no. He was talking about him. He was talking about her. And let me just throw in Al Sharpton, because he's such a Democratic shill, it's not even funny. He was talking about the Democrats, the people that either are running for office or sort of supporting the people in office, pretending to be against them. Okay. He is what do you call it? An op, I believe. Okay. But oh man, you can't make this stuff up. Oh my goodness. This stuff's embarrassing. Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, this is embarrassing on so many different levels. I mean, this woman should not even be in office based on the level of corruption she has committed. She should not even be in office, but the fact that she is in office says a lot about the voters that voted this woman in office again. It speaks a lot about Fannie Willis, and it also speaks a lot about the voters, okay? It speaks a lot about them. So, Fannie Willis wins election after raising $2.5 million for a campaign. Just the fact that she raised that much money is beyond comprehension, okay? Like I said, after she had, how can I say, misappropriated all that money, and now she's in a lot of trouble with Jim Jordan, and the fact that I don't have a picture of him, I should, her boyfriend Nathan Wade just implicated her in corruption in his deposition. But you all still voted anyway for her. $2.5 million. You can't make this stuff up. But here, the incumbent Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis won re-election nearly 40 points despite Republicans' attempt to oust her. Willis rose to the national prominence for her prosecution of former President Donald Trump, which was a complete disaster, just like Young Thug's prosecution was a complete disaster with incompetence on top of that. It's embarrassing that you did all of that and he pled and got probation for red rum, for what is it called, RICO charges, and he gets probation. I can't make this up. Okay, former President Donald Trump and several of his allies who alleged election interference following that same election, while DA comfortably won the primary with 89% of the votes. She did not run unchallenged with the Republican candidate running for the office for the first time since 2000. Courtney Kramer, an attorney who worked with Trump White House worked in Trump White House and for Trump's campaign, told Newsweek in the early October that she was running to defend the Fulton County Willis fundraiser far outpaced Kramer's, however. I mean, that right there is wild. And again, it says a lot about the voters. It says a lot about the voters that you have this woman that goes to, make sure you see me. Let me make sure you see me. You have this woman that goes to a historically Black church and says, there's racism. They're going after this Black man. They're doing this, they're doing that. And no, I have no relationship with that man. They're persecuting him because he's Black. He's Black. And then 2 weeks later, Well, I had a relationship with that man. Yeah, I knew he was married. I mean, and you vote for her. Man, make it hard and make it hard. Courtney Craner, an attorney. Okay, I already read that. And that's Fannie Willis. Had a little smirk on her face. Oh, man, how this compares to the 2020 outcome. Okay. Willis ran unopposed in the 2020, receiving 431,000 votes. Okay. And what does she get for this term? Okay, I don't see where she got for this. How many did she get? Because she ran unopposed. Okay, well, that right there. That right there is all right. But so Van Jones breaks rank after crying. Okay, Van Jones, this guy right here, crying on TV. Couldn't believe that Donald Trump won. I mean, I believe he won. I get it. I get exactly why he won. I get it. I get it. People got tired of the BS. But he's crying, saying he couldn't believe how this happened, and now Democrats are starting to turn in on each other. I'm going to get to the real part. I had to lead up to it. Democrats are now turning on each other. Democrat eat Democrat. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get real ugly. Now that the Senate and Congress is run by Republicans now. Now you have Donald Trump that won the White House. Now it's going to be smooth sailing to get policies passed. Now, I'm going to go out on a rocker, okay? I'm going to jump out the window and say, one of the things that they're going to go after, and this is simply my humble opinion, because it only makes sense. To me, it only makes sense for them to go after gay marriage. I said it. I see them going after gay marriage because it's a federal law to where all states have to adhere by it. But again, not again, but it's unconstitutional because marriage is not even in the Constitution. It's a contract. It's a business deal between two people. That is it. It's not law. But since they made it law, and they've been fighting to get that law, and they finally got it. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion that they're going to eliminate it. I do. It is November 11th, 10:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to make sure I put that down in my description section so when I go back and look for it, I know where to find it. But yeah, I have I believe that they're going to go after gay marriage and abolish it because they have Republicans on all Republicans, and Republicans. The Supreme Court, mostly Republicans. The House and the Senate, Republicans, and Republican White House. That's what I see. That's what I see. I very well could be wrong, and I have no problems being wrong. Let me see. But I thought it was quite interesting that now you have what's his name? I didn't bring his picture up. Roland Martin. I couldn't believe he actually said that Democrats are idiots. Well, no, Van Jones called them idiots, but Roland Martin came out and called them stupid and saying that instead of that Democrats were not listening to people. They were too busy talking about how they felt and not looking at policy. And Kamala Harris was not talking policy. She was over there saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm black, doing that surface level stuff." No, black people got smarter and became more sophisticated. Now, there are some people in the black community who still go with, "Oh, you got a hot sauce? All right, Hillary, you got a hot sauce. All right, Kamala, go ahead and do those greens in the bathtub, wash them out in the bathtub. I don't think I'm going to eat them, but go ahead, do an electric slide." That's not policy. And you don't see politicians doing that with any other community. You don't see politicians bringing what do you call it, country singers to go talk to their communities. You don't see them taking any singers to the Asian communities. No, you only see that foolishness with black communities and having what's her name, Meg Thee Stallion twerking and all this, well, quasi twerking, and then you have Beyonce coming out and giving a speech, which look, dance, sing. As Britney Spears said it best, there are two types of people in the world: those who entertain and those who observe. Okay? Entertain, stay out of politics. Please, Cardi B, stay out of politics. I know you're proud of yourself. I was proud for you, but please don't. You're a good rapper. Stick with that. And you might want to get into acting. I think you would do well in that too. But politics, no. Because you're far removed from the average person. And I like the fact, okay, Cardi B, I will say, I like the fact that you went to the stores complaining about the prices, how prices of food are going up. I think that's wonderful. I'm glad you did that. You brought light to that, and you used your big platform to bring that to light, to make people aware that you're aware of it. And I like that. But don't let Kamala use you. Don't let well, maybe unless if they made you do it. That's the only thing that I can say. Because many of the rappers and singers not seem happy to be there. And I get it. But they only do that to the black community. They don't do that to the Latino community. They do not bring their singers or dancers or entertainers to them. They talk policy. We're going to give you this. But the black community is the only community that they don't promise anything. They just say, yes, we know your needs. Oh yeah, we're not promise you nothing, but we want your vote. No. But it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to watch the Democrats implode, and they are going to implode. Now, will they learn anything? No, I don't think so. I think they're going to have to lose 2028 and maybe even 2032 before they actually say, okay, hey, black people, we're going to give you something. Oh, and matter of fact, the fact that they had the nerve to say that it was toxic masculinity, it was misogyny that did all this. It was that because they didn't like Kamala Harris. It was because they don't like women. No. As a woman, no. She came with nothing but dancing and bringing people out and saying nothing. She wasn't talking policy. She wasn't saying what she wasn't saying what she was going to do for the people as a whole. Now, as all America, she didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say what she was going to do. And in fact, they were like, well, After when Joe Biden stepped down and we inserted Kamala Harris, she didn't have a platform. Well, Joe Biden didn't have a platform either. It's not like that they couldn't have used another person that actually went through the primaries to where people could say, well, they ran on that. And even though that wasn't much, but at least we could build on that. We can get something out of it. That's not what they did. And it was Jim Clyburn who said, Kamala Harris is going to be the front runner. She's going to take the Democratic nomination because I want her and I have seniority. So I'm going to do it. And that's one of the reasons why Van Jones was like, you all are idiots. So Clyburn did say that. He came out and he pushed and he lobbied hard for Kamala Harris. For what reason? I don't know. Truly, I don't know. She was MIA as a vice president. And then whenever she did talk about her accomplishments, she didn't talk about her accomplishments as being a senator. She didn't talk about her accomplishments as being a vice president. She talked about her accomplishments as being the attorney general and being a district attorney. Oh, I was locking people up. That's what I was doing. Oh, and I'll lock them up. Yeah, you did lock a lot of people up, but the people who you were supposed to go after, you didn't. And oh man. And the fact, I found this funny. The fact that downtown Willie Brown came out and spoke out for her and said, oh, Kamala, I still love you. I'm 92. I still love you. Hey, remember, man. Downtown Willie Brown. But everywhere Kamala has been, she left a disaster. San Francisco is a disaster. Heck, the United States is a disaster. I mean, I'm just saying, we got a lot to rebuild. And it's going to be something. It's going to be a rough road. And I have a funny feeling that the left, the Democrats, the progressives are crashing out online. I'll say this to you. Don't protest, because if you protest, that's an insurrection. If you protest, oh, you are committing crimes. You need to go to jail. You need to be prosecuted. You need all those things, because everything you did for Republicans and everything what the Democratic Party did, you opened the door. Oh, you opened the door wide. And you did a lot of stuff. Now, since you made precedent, it can be done to you. And you can't cry foul because you started it. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to impeach Joe Biden after he leaves office. How do you impeach a person that's no longer in office? I mean, you can't. But Joe Biden has done a whole lot. Kamala Harris has done a whole lot. I'm just saying that's something to take a look at. Just something to take a look at. But look, please like, subscribe. Also, I have memberships. Help me get to 5,000 subscribers. And I do have memberships. Check it out.